Tim, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. It's been a year.
It's been a year.
Tell me about yourself, what's new with you, and talk to me about what's going on in the school district.
Listen, we've got some exciting things going on. I am so proud to be a part of Forsyth County Schools. The things that we're doing are out of the box, revolutionary, and it's all based around how do we get better technology in the hands of students. It's not to get us glory, it's not to get us better equipment, it's to make sure that the students are able to do what they need to do at a higher level. I've said it before, I want us to set the floor, not the ceiling. We put a foundation in place and they go as high as they want to go. Their expectations are growing in the school. What used to be people would almost give up with, well, that's how technology is. Now it's, oh, anything's possible. Well, can you do this? Can you do this? And my team's like, well, yeah, we can. Wow. We don't know how, but we're working on it.
That's so exciting. And to be able to hear the expectations being met with this vSAN cluster being implemented, it's just really a wonderful thing. So what kind of workloads are you using today on top of that vSAN cluster?
It is our full production system. So everything that you can imagine, from cafeteria to data from all of our, Munis, Infinite Campus, student information systems, wow. Everything runs off of this. Truly, this is the brains behind the operation of our entire system. That's why it's so important that we made sure that this was done right and that we had redundancy with 2 different data centers running that stretch cluster, because we can't accept our teachers, our students don't accept that, well, it went down and that's the way it goes. That's no longer an option for technology departments. It has to be up 24/7, 365 days a year, and we got to make that happen. This system, I feel confident, does that. We take it down for minor adjustments and changes and firmware updates, but other than that, it is run beautifully and it's been more than I could have imagined. You know, I had expectations for what this was going to be like, but I didn't even really understand the potential of what was possible. When we got in and saw it and then said, well, my expectation is that it's always up. Well, yeah, but that's just a side note. Man, this thing can do amazing things for us. Having a single pane of glass, we can see everything, changes the game for us. Wow. Not having to worry about, well, I have 2 different data centers, how am I going to do the firmware? You can bring one down, do all the firmware updates on it, bring it back up, then do the other. It is a seamless transition for what used to be technology departments would take their whole system down. It was down for 24 hours and back up. That's a thing of the past.
Wow, wow. So in terms of net new projects, did anything arose from this system being put in?
Yeah, so one of the things that we saw because of this system is that we felt confident to move on to other things. You know, before it was kind of like, well, we can't do too much because we feel like we got to kind of save money, spend money on what it's going to keep this old system up. Now we're confident that's not a problem. Our system runs flawlessly, beautifully. So now we're able to take those dollars that we're spent on in reserve in case something happens, and we're able to do big stuff with them. Things like more Chromebooks in the hands of students. We've worked with TIG to come up with a SOD, Security on Demand, and it's a great new resource for us that basically allows them, when they see something going on within our network that is out of the norm, they have an engineer who looks at that and who basically makes a recommendation. We think this is high priority, low priority, this needs some attention now, it maybe can wait till tomorrow. They send that to us and our security engineer goes in and begins to look at what they're saying. If we all agree this is a problem, we fix the problem right then. So it's someone watching our system, watching this high-powered organization of our vSAN cluster 24/7 and letting us know what happens. And that's really a peace of mind that we've not had before. Before it was you'd go to sleep at night, you wake up in the morning and you'd find out what the problems were and fix it. Right. Now I know instantly if we're having issues. And it really changes what we're able to do and our confidence in ourselves to say, that's solved. Let's move on to something different. Wow. So it's been huge.
It's very important that you actually mention security, because it doesn't matter what technology you implement, if there's not that security envelope there, you really don't have a solid solution.
No.
So for you to mention that is very, very important. how's TIG been able to help you kind of get to the next level with your roadmaps and your IT vision for the school district?
Yeah, so TIG has been a huge part of what we do. The relationship that we built with TIG and with Bob Kopeski has just been huge for us because it's not just about selling me an individual product. It's about us looking at a plan together of where we want to be in 10 years and saying, what does it take to get there? And then let's do some research and development to find products that are working well for us. So Bob can bring me 3 or 4 products that he says, I think these are pretty good, but I want you to do your research and development and tell me what your thoughts are. We do it, scale it down, and then we move forward from there. So that partnership has just been huge. A quick note about that, just to kind of talk about the difference in a salesman and a partner. Just recently, we did a RFP, and we ended up buying a product from another company. They were the lowest bidder, so we had to take that and buy from them. A lot happened during that time, and they were not able to get us the product in a timely manner, not in the time that we needed it. I called Bob, and I said, Bob, I know you didn't sell me this product. I know you would have nothing to do with this, but is there anything you can do to help us, man? I'm really in a bind. Bob said, yeah, I'm gonna call you back in a few minutes. He drops what he's doing, he gets on the phone, he talks to that manufacturer and explains the situation and how important this is. Because he had a relationship with us and a relationship with the manufacturer, it worked out perfectly. They were able to go and send our product early to get us what we needed to get done. Now, Bob didn't make any money off that. TIG didn't make any money off that. I hope Bob doesn't get in trouble for doing that. But Bob didn't make any money. But what he did do is he further showed how our relationship is more important than the dollar that we spend. And that's huge for us. We want a partner, and TIG is that partner. We don't want a salesman. I can get 1,000 salesmen. I want a partner who says, your best interest is my best interest, and I'm gonna make it happen for you.
Wow, that's thrilling, actually. And you know, we pride ourselves on going into environments and becoming that trusted advisor for our customers.
Yeah.
You know, we really take our time and do the proper discoveries necessary. You've heard me talk about client engagement methodologies. That discovery phase and how we lead with assessments is so important because we're looking at the end result of a trusted advisor / partnership. So
100%.
Man, that's just huge for us.
Yeah.
So how did TIG, with all these different technologies, you know, where did we succeed? Where have we failed? Where could you show us? And we like to hear the whole view, if you will, from start to finish in this entire project. Not just for vSAN, but for any of the projects that we've been part of.
So vSAN was we were one of the first ones doing a stretch cluster. There were some unknowns, right? I mean, there were things that no one really had answers to. In TIG, there were some sticking points that we were like, oh, this is really going to be a problem. And TIG pulled in the resources, no matter what that was. They brought in engineers, they brought in people to make sure we got through those parts. That was huge because this project, as my network engineer likes to say, this project, if it would have failed, he and I were looking for another job. I mean, it was that serious. We had put everything we had into this project, and we had said, if you buy this, this will work, and this will make our system better. So we were really on the line, truthfully, I'll be honest with you. If it didn't work, we were pretty much done. So to have them as our backup, to have them help mentor us through the project, to have them bring in their engineers to double check what we were doing, it was enormous. I mean, it made such a difference to make sure we hit the finish line like we were supposed to do. So I'm excited about that. Then I look at other projects that we've done with TIG, the rolling out of 27,000 Chromebooks. That sounds like no big deal. I just roll them out, 27,000 Chromebooks. Huge. For an example, one night, it's late one night, I don't know, it's probably 9, 10 o'clock at night. We're working at a school, and I look over, and Bob's there with his daughter and his mom. Working. I don't think mom got paid. I don't know. Y'all may want to look into that and kind of figure that out.
Right.
But to have that kind of loyalty, right? That I'm willing to bring my family in to get the job done. We have a deadline. We're going to do whatever it takes. That means my family comes in, then my family comes in. My neighbors come in. We get the job done, and that's what TIG has done for us. They have gotten the job done every single time.
Wow. So in your mind, how do we succeed?
You know,
if you could put it in a handful of words, what would you say?
So I think there are 2 critical components to success for technology and for technology integration. Number one is you have to start right. You have to make sure you have a plan in place. You have to make sure that the people know what the plan is and that the right people are at the table to implement that plan. So you have to start right. And then number two is you have to have great follow through. Just like the example I gave. When things go off track a little bit, you can't say, well, that's the way it is, you're on your own. You say, we pull whatever resources it takes and we follow through. We make sure the job gets done no matter what. And that's what I've seen TIG do, and that's the loyalty that I see from them, and cross the loyalty from us to them, is that I can trust TIG. When they say something's going to be done, it's going to be done. And they have great plans of action, great startup, and great follow through.
Tim, I want to thank you so much for carving some time out and sitting with me and kind of telling me what's kind of going on. It's been a year. Yeah. It's been really a blessing to sit down with you. And I'll make sure Bob's mom gets a spiff from Bob when it's all
I
said.
hope so.
It's all said and done. Thank you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.